Excel has a variety of methods for entering times quickly and easily, dates and times. Keep in mind also a well-known shortcut. Anytime you have a month in an entry, if you'd like to have the next month, etc., drag the fill handle from the lower right-hand corner either downward or rightward, as the case may be, to get the next month. Rarely, but occasionally, you might drag upward or leftward to go in the reverse direction. If it's an abbreviation, that works well too. JUL, typically you probably start with January. Got to be a 3-letter abbreviation though. And of course, if you drag it farther than the end of the year, it simply wraps around. Works the same way with days of the week. 3-letter abbreviations or full spellings. If you use all uppercase, you'll get all uppercase and so on. Pretty predictable, and generally this is down a column, although it can certainly be across a row as well. Those are all built in, easy to get to. Now, with date entries, sometimes you need to put in the current date. There are 2 ways to do this. One of the top 10 shortcuts was Control semicolon to simply put in the current date. This is the date of the recording. Do that at any time. But sometimes you want to put in the date in such a way that it will always adjust and change. In other words, we want this to be current as of now, but if we open this file at a later time after we've saved it, we want it to be accurate. The function equal today, and you need only type it with the left parenthesis, press enter, you'll have the entry, puts in today's date. But it is different than having typed it or using the keystroke shortcut because this will adjust over time. And every time you open this file, even if you don't change it, it changes. And when you close the file, you'll get a prompt for saving, even if you have made no other changes. It's always up to date. And it can be used in creative ways with other formulas too. For example, to calculate anniversary dates and birth dates, simply use the today function compared with another date. So it's a great feature for putting in dates. Sometimes you want to put in a date series. Now, for example, if we start with May 6th, 5/6/11, if you drag from the corner, you'll automatically get next day. If you want to get the same day repeated, and it might be just once or twice, hold down the Control key as you drag. Be sure to let go of the mouse first. Now, maybe we do want to change this or whatever, but whenever you're dragging a date, if you hold down the Control key, it does not change. If you don't hold down Control, it simply gives you the next day. And you can create a date series pretty efficiently too. I'm not sure what day of the week this is, but if I want a 7-day interval here, I might type in the 13th right here. And then with both of these highlighted, because that interval is 7, if we drag from the corner, we're going to get every 7 days. So that's a series of Mondays or Fridays or whatever day of the week it happens to be. And of course, the interval might be 5 days, it might be 10 days. So when you put in 2 entries and then drag from the corner, you'll get that interval repeated. And a reminder, the date system works until the year 10,000, so we're all pretty safe there. It goes all the way back to 1900. Now, you can also create series in a different way, in a way that's perhaps unexpected. Suppose you do a mid-month report, say on the 15th. And let's say you might start your little list here beginning in January. You wouldn't have to, but imagine maybe we didn't have any data here. So we would like a month report. Maybe the heading will say mid-month report. Here's the date for January. We'd have our data here perhaps. But I'm about to drag with the right mouse button, holding down the right mouse button, dragging this for as far as I think I need it, letting go. And there's the menu that always comes with the right mouse button. And we want to fill this with months. There we are, every month, for as far as we might drag this. If the starting date here happens to be the last day of a month, for example, January 31st, if we drag similarly here and fill months, we'll get the last day of every month. Same thing would have happened if we had started with April 30th or if we had started with February 28th. And sure enough, if we have dragged this far enough, we would get, and I didn't quite drag it far enough, but we will get, as you'll see here, by filling months, February 29th, which is a leap year in 2012. So that works nicely and beautifully as well. And last of all in this series, and one that I hear a lot about, people need this, I want a list here of our working days. We tabulate hours worked on project, for example. So I'm not sure what day of the week this is, but if we were to drag the fill handle with the right mouse button, we also have an option called Fill Weekdays. And you'll notice gaps in here, for example. That looks like it is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. And again, these are achieved by dragging with the right mouse button. You can also create a yearly series here too. You probably saw that in the options. Drag this as far as you want. Fill years, the same day every year. So quite a few options with the right mouse button. And we saw some other techniques here too for quickly creating date series.